This will be my first YouTube how-to video. I'll be installing a 2-inch body lift on 1996 Toyota 4Runner. It already has a 3-inch coil spring over shock lift that I bought from that Toy Tech with the Bilstein shocks. I bought this body lift from SRQ Fabrications, and we'll put that on today. Watched another how-to video on a slightly newer version of this 96 4Runner. I think it's around 01 or somewhere around there. They had 10 body lift mount bracket locations. And this 96 has 8. I've checked 3 times because I thought they shorted me on parts, but it doesn't look like it. Here's a quick look at the body lift. It's got 6 of the larger bushings, 2 of the smaller ones. I believe those are for the front of the truck, just behind the bumper near the radiator. And it's got the aluminum steering spacer to space your steering linkage out, since you'll be lifting the body. And then the parts kit, which has all the nuts, bolts, and I believe it has some parts to help you lower the radiator. Okay, there's the 4Runner be working on today. It's already got its 3-inch Toy Tech lift on it, and we'll be adding this 2-inch body lift. Okay, started off by pulling these little metal clips off the fan shroud, because it'll bump on the fan until you get the radiator lowered once you put the body lift in. All right, next thing I did was take the grill off, which was a giant pain in the butt. So as you can see here, those snap into the holes. There's some top ones and some bottom ones down below there. And just like the video I watched showed, you put a little pressure down on this and it's supposed to pop out, and some break and some don't come out the right way, but we got it off. All right, moving along, gonna loosen up the rag joint here where the steering shaft hits the rack and pinion power steering pump setup, and then we'll be putting that spacer in a little later. Just bolt on the front, bolt on the back. Don't let it all spin around so things get out of alignment. Okay, got the bolts out of the rag joint for the steering. You can see, marked a little bit. It's loose. That was a 12mm wrench coming on over to the steering linkage. I'm marking that. Just gonna loosen that so as the it's a shifting linkage, so as the body gets lifted, that can adjust itself to a good neutral position without having tension on it. All right, next I'm going to start exposing the body mounts, the bolt and nut on the inside of the cab. So you have to take these little trim plate boards off, undo the screws, and they just kind of, you have to give them a little pressure and they pop up out of the holes down there. They're kind of down in these little, snapped into these areas there. You can see on the bottom of that how those pieces snap down into there. Okay, next got to pull the driver's side kick plate piece off. Boom. Give a little tug and off it goes. And under the carpet here, back under there, there's a cap that covers up the body, the bolt for the body mount. I'll have to pull these little tabs, get the carpet out. I'm gonna throw it on pause here and get that. Need another hand. Okay, as you can see, just got that pinched in, it popped out. Pulled carpet off this black tab. It just has a slot, pulled it back. Right down here, under here is where one of the body mounts are. Let's see if we can that up left-handed even. Oh, I need 2 hands. There's one. This is up the driver's side front where your left foot would be, and there's the other side of it right there. I'm going to expose all the rest of the body mounts hardware, and then we'll get right. So driver's side back seat, same thing. Loosen those, put a pry instrument underneath, pop up, snaps out. Then this back section here, it pops right off. Not much force needed. Just grabbed it on the seam along here that was adjacent to the door, pry it off that way. It came right off. Put the seat back up. Right under there is the next body mount. Okay, as far as exposing the body mounts in the back part of the vehicle, you take this little trim piece off. It runs right here between the exterior and interior where the door closes from the back hatch. Again, unscrew the screws, slide a screwdriver underneath, pop all the way across. Take that out, come over and grab the side trim. It just pops off, pop, pop, pop like that. And you come down into here, and right underneath there is where the body mount bolt is located. And I don't want to pull this whole interior piece off. It's enough room to stick a ratchet or small air ratchet in there and zing it off. I'm going to go ahead and do the whole passenger side, which won't be any different, and move on. Okay, just to update, I got the other side on the truck already. Put the jack right about there under the B post. Good center of gravity. Gets a pretty good even lift on the vehicle. Jack it up till you can fit the spacers in. Under there. Then I, with all the hardware loose with no nuts on, jacked it up, slid one out at a time, replaced it with a longer bolt, and then hand tighten the nuts on. There's the front. Okay, something I didn't realize as I was jacking the frame up, there's lots of popping going on. That's this coming out, and then I did not take off the bottom of the radiator shroud all the way. Couldn't figure out how to unclip the bottom. So it's kind of, I got the sides down, so it's kind of bending down as the fan's pushing it down. But when the radiator gets relocated, you loosen that and drop it. That'll fix the problem, get the shroud back in the right position. Okay, got that spacer in. It was a little bit of a pain in the butt, as I like to do sometimes when I get frustrated. I used a lot of cuss words there and thought I had the wrong part, but the trick is put the bolts in from the top. Don't put one all the way down until you get the other one started. And you'll have to just give them a little bit of a tap, but they'll end up in there, and you won't have to be quite as frustrated as I was. The other thing I just did was tighten down the shift linkage. Right there, you can see it didn't move it a whole lot, maybe a ½ an inch for the automatic transmission. Next step, go on to tightening all the body mounts down. Okay, well, somehow the video I actually made along with the other videos got deleted. So got my closeout video here for the rest of the project. One thing I forgot to mention was you definitely want to disconnect the battery positive terminal, because it'll put a lot of pull on it, and I had to just pop one of the brackets loose down there and loosen that and twist it a little bit, just because the 2-inch lift, that's probably not the right way to fix it, but it doesn't have an over amount of pull on it, so I think it'll be good in the meantime until I go to a side-mounted post battery. Anyway, and then as far as the radiator goes, so after getting the clips back on the radiator shroud right down here on both sides, which secured it, no longer was hitting on the shroud like in the beginning of my video clip that I showed you. That all went back together well. Over on the radiator mounting bolts, this kit did not come with the drop mounts that I needed for the radiator. However, after undoing the 2 bolts on the right side, which you can see here in the photo, that one and then the one down here, and then same on the other side, you lifted the radiator up, and this little tab right here came out of this hole. The bolt was originally in that one, and lowered the radiator down, slid that tab right back through, and put the bolt back in. Further down at that lower bolt, near that body cross mount bracket there, I basically, that's where the brackets would have went if this kit had come with them, but instead I used a drill which notched the edge of the radiator mount where the bolt would have went through. I stuck a bolt through there with a big washer on each side, tightened it down, and it's pretty tight and secure. I might get around to buying the brackets and putting them in the right way, but this will definitely run for quite a while like this. I hope that answers all the questions you might have had. Also, got the grill pop back on, as you can see, without too much frustration there. Yep, so I hope this answers all the questions that you might have had on this. Tried to make it short so you could just skim through it like I did on the one I watched previously, and got it done. First time putting a body lift on, piece of cake. Last thing is, keep in mind your bumper will now have a nice little space in there of 2 inches, because the front bumper is mounted to the frame, back bumper is mounted to the body, so it lifts with it. And that's about it. Have a good day.